Well, my reading this morning is page 355 of the Ananda version of Paramhansa Yogananda's autobiography of a yogi. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs down, I realized at once that her strange life, this is Saint Teresa Newman of Bavaria, Connor Struth, is it? And she doesn't, or didn't eat. This was during the 1930s. She never ate, and extraordinary life. But I realized at once that her strange life is intended by God to reassure all Christians of the historical authenticity of Jesus. Right, so we have it on the authority of Paramhansa that Jesus is an historic figure. And, of course, there's no way I can hold with that. I don't know if you've read, no, you almost certainly haven't, but you need to come across a book called The Pagan Christ by Tom Harper, Harper, I think it is. And when you've read that, you'll know certain other names. Major one I'll cite is Alvin Boyd Kuhn, Kuhn, who is the King of Glory, was one of his writings. But there's several other people and more recent. And when you've done that study, well, I should think you'll be as convinced as I am. So where does that leave me with Paramhansa? Well, avatars don't get everything right, or Paramhansa's not an avatar, or what does it matter? Am I still devoted to reading the autobiography? I've been reading it on and off, and much off I might point out, but on and off since I was 24. Someone gave me the book. This isn't the original copy I was given. That was a Rider book version, one of the early editions. Can't remember when I purged that from my bookshelves. I've been a fanatical Christian too, you know. I still, well, especially of recent years, am devoted to the autobiography. I spend more time with that than the New Testament, of course. I don't spend anything like as much concentration on anything as I do on John 17. But I spend a great deal of time still reading Paramhansa, and not all his extensive literature. Again, I'm extremely economic. To me, the crowning glory was his first step. Well, basically, to write the autobiography. That was his great achievement, or God's great achievement in him. I don't mind how you like to put it. That doesn't mean to say I worship Paramhansa. As you can see, I mean, if you disagree on that cardinal point that I just read, the historical authenticity of Jesus, you know, I mean, but it's a bit like my mum. I owe my kindness to Mum. Though she was not terribly kind to all people. She was to me. And I owe at least much of my spirituality to God having used Paramhansa. But that doesn't mean I'm devoted to Paramhansa. Would I be absolutely bowled over to meet him? No, of course. What if I talked to him in a vision? Oh, I'd say, I know what God's doing here. He thinks this is the way I'm going to hear best. Presented as Paramhansa. Do I throw out the baby with the bathwater? No way. There's a lot in that book that's been a great blessing to me. Thank you, Dad. So what I mean is that the fact that Teresa Newman suffered the marks of the stigmata, she'd bleed every Thursday night through till Friday 1 o'clock in the daytime. Her hands, head, feet, chest and so on. And the marks of the nails and so on her hands and feet, I think. I can be confronted with miracles like that. But I don't jump to, I realized immediately, reassure all Christians of the historical authenticity of Jesus. No, I think it's what Paramhansa made of the spectacle that he was confronted with. I don't think he was right. I just don't. I feel sure that the New Testament account of Jesus is not historical. It's a rewrite of everything that had been said before and done before by innumerable saviours in different cultures, at different millennia in history, many millennia before 2,000 years ago. Scarcely a word of the Gospels that can't be found in other literature, be it Egyptian or Middle Eastern, be it really ancient, N,000 years ago, or of the millennia, 3,000 years ago, 3 to 2,000 years ago. Authentic, yes, in that somehow it gets to the very essence of what's meaningful to us. Historical in the sense of Jesus living, wandering around Galilee. No way. Less value because of that. No way. If a thing is true, that's its worth and value. Nothing to do whether it's history or not. Are the writings valuable? Oh yes, that's what matters. I am not persuaded by a Hindu meeting Krishna or a Christian meeting Jesus or a Muslim talking with Moses. I am persuaded when I read something and it rings true to what I've found to be true in my life, then I embrace it as my own, because it is. That's my approach, of course, to John 17 and to Paramhansa's autobiography. I don't worship the text, the book, the literature, the message, or the messenger. Be he teacher, master, minister, bishop, guru, avatar, Messiah, makes no difference to me. It only speaks to me when it rings true to what I have found to be the case. And sometimes it so clearly crystallizes what I've found to be true and haven't yet put words to. And I say, yes, oh, that I agree with. What a wonderfully inspiring statement. Marshall, you're in love with yourself. Yes, this is true. I do know that. I suppose I had so much love from Mum, I actually thought I was lovable. And we are. All our kids are lovable. It's our decision. We couldn't burden them with anything less. And we are children of God, you and I, and we are loved. And that is our confidence and our assurance that the most wonderful person in the universe loves us as his child. And we love him as our dad. Here we stand. Thank you, Dad.